Good morning. Welcome to the Williams County Board of Commissioners meeting. It's Friday, June 14th, 2024. It's 9 a.m. Roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson.
Present.
Jim Marlowe.
Present.
Jim Reason.
Present.
Good morning, guys. See if we know what we'll do this day. Get closer to the weekend, huh? All right. First on the agenda is the full business, the Boys and Girls Club of Southern Illinois. Guys, I tell you, I'm torn on this. I really am. I don't know that I can agree to use county funds, or local funds in this general fund. What are your thoughts about this?
I personally think the only way that we could fund this, if we're going to fund it, would be through ARPA. Those are federal dollars that could be utilized. I agree with you on the use of county fund as far as from the general fund. I was thinking some other different funds that we had could be used. They're all part of the general fund. ARPA is a little different. I think we could possibly use fund. But if the board decides to fund as per the request, 25,000. You have your thoughts on that, or?
Yeah, I have quite a bit of hesitation. At the same time, I think it's an organization that deserves help. But my hesitation comes from the idea that this is for two facilities. One's in Marion, one's in Carbondale. And it doesn't necessarily become a county issue. It's a Marion issue. At that point, I understand they have plans to expand, but I never did hear when that expansion is expected. So along with you, I just think general fund money is a stretch here. I also, from having spent some time as a speaker at the organization in Carbondale, know that the facility there will handle many more individuals than what the facility will here in Williamson County. So I felt like the bulk of these funds would end up being used in Jackson County as opposed to Williamson County. Now, I know Dr. Bouchard did offer the option that if we make a contribution, we can make it specifically to Williamson County, the use here in Marion. But I'm even uncomfortable with that. I don't think that shines a good light on, even though you're trying to make a donation, you're restricting it, and I think not what they need. I think I'm in line with you fellas. From what I heard, I do believe I want to help this group. Just don't know how we get it.
I would have to agree with you on the point that with the stipulation that the ARPA money stays in Williamson County, because that ARPA money was sent to Williamson County for purposes of the Park County. I would have to agree with that. I think that'd be a stipulation. As far as using ARPA money, with that stipulation in, I think that would be okay. I'm respectful of your guys' opinions and guys decide.
Okay, without casting my opinion other than what I've already said, I was talking with Ashley because if we were to, and I anticipate we might be thinking of it in our fund. So I asked him to kind of search out and see where this ARPA money is going to be used to fund something like this. And he brought back a grant agreement between Fernley, Nevada, and Truckee Meadows, Nevada, Boys and Girls Club. And so at least one other agency, one other county has used these funds for something. Speaking of Ashley, there he is. Actually, you have an opinion on the ARPA funds to be used for Boys and Girls Club. You know, I talked about it. Yeah, and I guess the opinion I'm asking for is simply, does it fit?
It can. I looked up, there's been various cities that I've seen throughout the country that have done it. Found an agreement that they reference they reference in this, like learning loss due to COVID and remote learning, programs that address youth social and emotional needs. I mean, in this one, it says food insecurity by offering meals for the youth. I had listened to the tape, but they said they were just providing snacks. So that doesn't really meet the same requirements as like what House of Hope or the Giant program that you've done funding for, because those were true lunch meal options, right? The entire summer, or in House of Hope's case, for the entire year. So I don't think that would apply necessarily to that. It talks about workforce development training, and I don't remember if they said they're going to have high school kids at the beginning or goes elementary first.
They said all the way to high school.
He said all the way to high school, they were going to focus on elementary to start.
Right,
Focus
so
on elementary, and
I'm not sure that applies.
Specifically talking about money to get them started.
And the other part that says, supporting individuals returning to the workforce by providing a safe, flexible, affordable place for their children. So, pay for childcare. And I think that's one of the areas that you can put in there. We haven't done one, so I have to research that. But I guess there's probably some kind of childcare or something.
It was presented as a child care option
Yeah,
for
so-
workers.
So loosely, yes.
Okay, let me say this, okay, number one, when I said, as in any kind of funding, I always want to make sure funds that we can use to, I want to be clear on it. But if we can, let's keep in mind to do that. We don't have to fund the full amount, fund anywhere in between. We can, 1,000, 5,000, whatever, and that's a contribution.
If you've answered me before on this question, I apologize. It's not registered with me. The interest is coming on the ARPA account. Does that have to be used, same guidelines?
No, well, I mean, that can all be positive in general, but if I'm not mistaken, you guys have earmarked those funds
Those funds are earmarked for
for
the budget.
public-private partnership. With the funding of the loan.
Ashley's done a really good job finding those areas to put that money and the interest off of. You've done well with that. I don't know, guys, and one part of me also, the hesitation of this opinion, but I'd like to see Jackson County, not probably Jackson County is going to do this. I'd like to see if they're going to fund anything.
But that's fine, I mean, I know they need the money back.
They need the money by all years.
Still postpone.
You guys comfortable with that? I think we've worked on it pretty good.
If you look on research on it.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that's.
Sure. No, I think it's.
All right. We'll add that to an agenda in the future. Moving on, now, is any other old business? You guys have anything else? Old business? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on down to new business. We have an intergovernmental agreement between the Village of Coast Springs and Williamson County. And what we're going to do is give them some assistance with some vegetation control on Boundary Road and White Street. We had a person call us last month, maybe 3 weeks, I guess that is last month, asking if we could, we cut and control vegetation in that area. And I don't think Coast Springs actually has the type of equipment it takes to do this. So Travis has been down there, he's talked to those folks, they've come up with this agreement. Is there any thoughts, comments, or concerns on this?
Travis is good with this and it's cleared this with Brett and he's good with this.
And I think this goes along with our attempt to be a good neighbor to the other parts of this county that aren't actually in the cities, towns, and villages. I'm in favor of this. Is there a motion to approve this?
So.
A second. Roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
Jim Razor.
Thank you, gentlemen. Next on the agenda is Martha's Garden subdivision, hard to say 3 times in a row. Alex, you're here to speak on that, aren't you? Or you
Yep.
have some comments? on
So what you guys have in front of you is a vacation of Martha's Garden subdivision. It was passed in the last month or so. When they went to sell that lot, they figured out that it was on a parcel that they have, part of it was on a parcel they have a mortgage on. And rather than go through the 2-month-long process of getting a partial release on that, they just wanted to vacate and reconfigure that subdivision.
that? Okay, Rich, you looked through this?
Yep.
Everything up to snuff on this? Yep. Any comments or concerns? Questions? Motion to approve?
Well, I make a motion that we approve.
So that's gotta be 2 separate actions. Approve the vacation and then approve the new sub.
Okay, where's that at? Because I don't,
There's 2 letters that look supposed to be the same.
okay, petition to vacate, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to accept the petition to vacate? Did you do this separately? Okay, I just want to make sure. we're-
So then.
You have to vacate and then reinstate.
Okay.
So then I make a motion that we accept the vacation for the parcel in question here in Martha's Garden subdivision.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
Jim Razor.
Yay.
Second part is once again.
Is that the declaration?
Says
No.
declaration for vacation.
That should be, as I have, or for vacation.
Yeah.
There should be a subdivision in front of me too.
I've got
There's the petition for vacation and declaration of vacation.
Oh, okay.
So that's the old subdivision, that's the vacation you guys just passed.
That's in the,
That's,
So you need a motion to approve. Subdivision. Martha's Garden sub.
Correct.
we're approving this plat.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
this is.
Do we need to reference this in the motion?
It'll go part of the minutes and
Okay,
they'll put it in.
because it wasn't in the packet, I'm thinking.
It doesn't need to be in the package, but we need to have the motion. It's the subdivision topic is in general on the agenda. So as long as you guys are good with it. So your first action did the old one and vacated it. And now this one is doing the corrected one in the new.
Okay, so then I'll make a motion that we accept the Martha's Garden subdivision as it's been.
Yeah, is there a date on that doc? Just
This one, well, this is,
on the
this
new
is
one.
the new one.
Yeah, on the new one, is there a date, publication date or a signature date? June 7th.
Okay, motion to accept the subdivision plat dated June 7th, 2024. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson.
Yes.
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
Jim Razor.
Is this it?
Huh?
Soon.
Clear as mud as it always is.
You guys will have to sign that after.
You gotta see that, we gotta sign. Okay, next on the agenda is the Crab Orchard Recreation Grant. And if you read the resolution, it pretty much says everything that the mayor's responsibility is will be a pass-through, so to speak, for this. This is resolution support of the applicant. Made by this. After that, it looks like to me, and talking to Travis, that the county will choose to be the administrator, will have the right to build the administrative class. Any comments, questions?
So this completes the project.
I think it does. It also, if you look at the map, it adds, they're going to do quite a bit of stuff in that refuge, make it more user-friendly, bike-friendly. Actually, there's a part of this that will help employees at General Dynamics, it looks like. That will give them another mode of transportation they can use, bikes or whatever, to get in and around the buildings out there. Travis was really in favor of this, and I agree with him. I think this is a good thing. Plus, it helps connect the cog. It adds a link to the cog. Any other discussion?
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution number 24-06-14-79. The resolution to support and serve as an applicant for the Active Transportation Infrastructure Investment Program grant as a partner with the USFW, which is the United States Fish and Wildlife Crab Orchard Commercial Wildlife.
Second.
Tim Atkinson,
Yeah,
Jim Harlow,
Yeah.
Jim Razor.
Yeah.
some of these are long-winded like that. All right, moving down the agenda, today I don't have any committee board appointments or any board appointments. Is there any public comment? Hearing none?
I
You got something?
do have one thing. Just keep in mind, I received a phone call yesterday from Gary Pearson. And he was contacted by the supervisor of Jackson County's electronics recycling over there. Forgot that he was just in Jackson County. You know what it is. But anyways, they're going to help get grants or funding for where we can put electronic recycling twice a year at no charge. So, working on that. Gary's supposed to give me more information. He contacted me. Could have some very good opportunities going forward. Electronic recycling.
Does anybody have anything for miscellaneous?
No.
You and ARPA, and we also have, you gotta do your ARPA.
Plus for Burnside Water District, it's ownership and construction, administration and inspection, total amount $1,314.
Thank you. Jim, you sent out a, from the architect on revised cost. Could you walk us through that?
This is related to the change in the plans on the approach into the animal control facility that we're planning on building. I'm not an architect, but these are extra fees that have been incurred. And I believe the total amount, we discussed this a little bit last meeting. $163,850. It's got a breakdown of what the charges were for: the survey, civil engineering, permit easements, soil, architectural, structural engineering, mechanical, and electrical. If we need to get any further clarification on this, I'll get Mark on the phone. We can do this one. The charges, like I said, I'm not an architect. Sometimes disagree with me. So he did discuss this with me, and I did want to share it with the board. So we discussed it last meeting. Do you feel that you need to be on the phone?
I reached out to Mark, on one issue, and he gave me great clarification. And I'd like for a little bit of thought and discussion on, discussed the option of the mezzanine or not.
Yes.
And now just to come up with an option of not adds an additional $2,400. I know it's not a whole lot, but I also don't know how much exactly we're going to save, plus the loss of the storage that brings. To me, it seems just leave the mezzanine in the original plan, don't look for an option, just move forward. I know you were looking for savings. This is one that, how many of us through our life and work and home have always thought, gosh, I wish I had that little extra storage. When we're talking about a facility, hopefully for decades, I just think it's going to be worth it to build that option and not even look at a second option, especially when we have to pay just to see a second.
In my experience, we've always done, and this, in my mind, is included in that value engineering after we do the job. So we don't know what the cost of it is going to be, and we won't know until we bid it. And then at that point, if we need to look for cost savings, that's when we will. We don't know.
So basically what you're saying is move forward with the project, and then once we get
Yeah.
some bids back, then we.
Yeah, because it may not be,
That's an option.
it may not be as significant a cost as what we think it is right now.
Plus it could probably change between them.
And when we get contractors in who are looking at this, they're gonna have ideas on how they can save money.
Sure.
And, so that was my, I think that was my thought then, that was my thought today. I don't see any other line. I mean, everything's just gotten so expensive. It's just expensive to get it, you know.
And it seemed most of the increases actually come from moving of the drive,
Yeah.
which again, I think long-term is the right move. I think it would be a safer entrance for the public. And in construction, I didn't like the next to Ameren and what we were gonna have to do with the shear bank and erosion in the future and such. So I think those costs could probably worth it to move that drive.
There is one thing, if you read through it at the bottom, below the total proposed basic service fees, in addition, basic service fees, listed proposed services, and invoiced as reimbursement expense. Through production of bid documents, printing, shipping costs, the bid documents. Do you want to include that 3,000 in this? Jim, do you have a comment on that? Did you give any comments on that extra three grand?
Not really, I was gonna say, if we need to, let's just get them on the phone.
You want to give them a vote for that extra 3 grand, and we can approve it later, approve it now.
It looks okay. I mean, this is services invoiced as they're used, so this is an estimate up front. Quite honestly, it seems to make sense to me.
Yeah.
That, when you're looking for bids, you've got to get documents out. Part of it.
Yeah. That was my take. So the 163,850 plus that 3 grand.
If we can pull the 2,400 out from the mezzanine, we do, we're close to a wash.
And he gave me that 24 million, which he
I'll have
as a hard cost.
Stephanie share that email with you, because he broke some of the other things down as well.
All right, I think we're ready to approve this with those, we contingent with those modifications.
So 164, 450.
Yeah, if we want to put a price on it. Rich, you got any idea on that, suggestions on that?
As far as what?
As far as approving the total amount, less the 2,400 that he got from Mark, that Jim got from Mark on the cost of the mezzanine changes and the additional $3,000 for the printing services.
So are you guys looking at approving
This is for the design work.
So it's basically the 163,
when you want to take out the additional money?
163, 850 minus the 2,400 plus, but adding $3,000.
How about this? How about we have a meeting scheduled, a quick meeting scheduled for Monday. Jim, can you get a hold of Mark and have him give us a revised price without the mezzanine?
Okay.
Tell him I think we're gonna approve it, but just have us get us, have us a price that reflects that 3,000 extra cost, although that's by invoice. And then the $2,400 change on the mezzanine. Does that work for you guys?
Yes.
Is he gonna do a contract then? Or is this the contract?
I'm assuming there's gonna be a contract here. Stating that. He's given it to us as a proposal form, which,
Right, and that's what I envisioned was that he would follow up with
the
one of the
contract.
standard AIA boilerplate crap language contracts. I mean, I'm assuming that's what we're gonna get, at which point then you guys,
We can actually vote on that.
you could approve the proposal and
Yeah,
tell
let's
him to
approve the
give us
proposal.
the contract, and then you guys vote on the contract.
We can approve the proposal with these amendments.
You could say if you guys are in agreement with the proposal, have him tell Jim to get a hold of him and prepare a contract, and then we'll vote on the contract. I think it's the easiest way to do it. That way you're not approving the proposal and then approving a contract for the exact same thing that you already approved.
Okay, is there a motion for that? Roll call, please.
Magnuson?
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe?
Yeah.
Jim Reeves?
Once again, that was simple. Okay. I could have one last thing. Does anybody else have anything for miscellaneous? Okay, I have one last thing I'd like to just briefly talk about. Ask you guys to maybe, if you think it's something that we need to do, put it on your radar. Yesterday, I handed out, I gave you guys a copy of an email that Amanda, I'd asked Amanda to check into. Amanda had done a cost survey on her office and like an efficiency survey, efficiency audit. And I was wondering if this may not be a good time to start thinking about that. Asking different offices if they'd like to have this, not so much for efficiency, but find out if we have the correct number of employees in offices. And I just kind of would like to know if you think it's a thing worth me chasing down and finding a little bit better numbers, maybe sending out a survey to the office holders. If we have an officer leave office, we have an end audit, an exit audit for the office. And once again, that might be a good time to see if those offices being running efficiently.
Another thing they do with that is like in my office, they'll look at what I'm charging and see if I need to raise those fees. I'm sure they'll do that.
So is this something that we need approval?
We can actually, Amanda, you might have a little bit better idea than that.
Well, I asked him who could initiate it, and he did say the county board could initiate it. They would have to pay for it out of the general fund.
The county board will have to pay for these.
Back in 2017, I initiated it because fees were needing to go up, and so I had to get a cost study and do that. So, and it's time for me to do another one, so I would be interested. They'll give you a break if it's multi-offices, they'll give you a break on the fees.
So I think, in my opinion, this is probably something we should look into, at least to see if it's something that the expense warrants it, what we get from it. And Just, okay, what do you think?
I think I need to look into it.
Okay.
This is pretty new to me. I'd like to do a little bit of reading on this before I offer an opinion.
All right, I will bring it up again. Does anybody have anything else for this meeting before we go and close? Okay, hearing nothing. Brett, we need to go into closed. There are a few things we need to talk about.
Five ILCS 122C, 1 for employment, 2 for collective negotiating, and 5 for property.
Good. Need a motion?
So, second.
Roll call.
Tim Atkinson, Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
Jim Razor.
that.
Well, with that, we.
That way, slow down. All right, we're going back into open session. It's 10:32, Friday, June 14th, 2024. Roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson.
Here.
Jim Marlowe.
President.
Jim Reeves.
Is there any more business for this board today? Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Yes.
Jim Reeves.